Dangers in our diet. Every day we ingest an average of 3 meals. However, for most individuals, there is a lack of knowledge of the dangers that can be associated with the food we ingest. In many of our meals, it is very common for individuals to incorporate meat into their diets. There are many different kinds of meat, such as processed meat. These products are typically from conventionally raised animals and go through various processing methods, such as curing or smoking. Examples include sausages, hot dogs, and bacon. Grass-fed meat. This meat comes from cows that graze on grass and forage for their feed. Organic meat. In order for meat to be labeled as organic meat, the meat must come from animals that are given 100% organic feed and forage and are raised in a way that accommodates grazing and other natural behaviors. Unprocessed meat. These meats aren't cured, smoked, or otherwise heavily processed and are typically referred to as unprocessed. However, since all meat is processed to some extent, the term unprocessed generally refers to minimally processed meats such as ground beef or sirloin. Conventional meat. These meats are from animals that are usually raised in concentrated animal feeding operations or factory farms, which confine animals and provide them with grain-based feeds. However, some of the most dangerous kinds of meats are processed meats and red meats. Red meat is defined as meat which is derived from cattle, sheep, pigs, goats, deer, and horses. But what kind of harm can this type of meat cause? In red meat and white processed meats, there is a chemical either added by manufacturers or naturally in the meat which causes the meat to be carcinogenic. In order to really understand why red meat is so harmful to the human body, we must first understand what a carcinogen is. A carcinogen is any substance or agent that can cause cancer. Carcinogens can be chemicals, radiation, viruses, or other agents that disrupt normal cellular processes and lead to the uncontrolled growth and division of cells, which is characteristic of cancer. These substances can damage the DNA within cells, leading to mutations that may promote the development of cancerous tumors. Being able to identify these carcinogens and reducing your exposure to them will decrease your risk of developing cancers such as pancreatic or colon cancer, which can be a direct result of red meat consumption. There are different categories of carcinogenic red meats. For example, foods such as bacon, ham, and hot dogs are all said to be Group 1 carcinogens, meaning that they are known to cause cancer. There are also many other meats, such as beef, lamb, or pork, which are still considered to be carcinogenic, but they are grouped at a much lower level. This being said, how can you protect yourself and cut red meat out of your diet? In today's world, dietary choices are more varied than ever before. Among the many options available, 3 popular diets stand out for their focus on the plant-based eating: pescatarian, vegetarian, and vegan diets. Let's start with the pescatarian diet. Pescatarians primarily follow a plant-based diet, but also include seafood such as fish and shellfish. Next, we have the vegetarian diet. Vegetarians avoid meat, poultry, and seafood, but they still consume plant-based foods like fruits, vegetables, grains, beans, nuts, and seeds. Finally, there's the vegan diet. Vegans exclude all animal products from their diet, including meat, poultry, seafood, dairy, eggs, and even honey. Individuals who are vegetarians often have a stigma or stereotype surrounding them and their decisions to not eat meat. Despite growing awareness of the health benefits and environmental sustainability associated with plant-based eating, there are misconceptions and the stereotypes persist. Some individuals view meatless diets as restrictive, lacking in flavor, or insufficient in protein and nutrients. Additionally, cultural norms and societal expectations often equate meat consumption with masculinity, strength, and social status, further perpetuating the stigma against meat-free diets. However, these individuals who are cutting meat out of their life could be saving their lives without even realizing it. As more research of the dangers of these meats is being revealed, more public publicly attitudes are gradually shifting, and meatless diets are gaining acceptance and recognition as viable and even preferable dietary choices for many individuals. This then presents with the question, do we need meat in our diet? Red meat is a rich source of several essential nutrients and vitamins, including protein, which is important for muscle growth and repair, as well as various metabolic functions. Heme iron, which is more easily absorbed by the body compared to non-heme iron, which is found in plants. Iron is essential for oxygen transport in the blood and for synthesis of hemoglobin. Red meat is also one of the best dietary sources of vitamin B12, a nutrient which is important for nerve function, DNA synthesis, and red blood cell formation. However, these nutrients can also be obtained through safer alternatives. Beans, lentils, and chickpeas are all safer alternatives to get protein in the diet. Tofu, spinach, and quinoa are also high in iron, and foods such as seafood, eggs, and peas are all rich in vitamin B12. So, what should you eat? In conclusion, red meat does have some dangers associated with it. However, it does offer a great deal of nutritional value. This being said, it is important to ingest red meat and processed meat in moderation and continue to stay mindful of what you are putting in your body. Cutting red and processed meats out of your diet completely is the safest option when it comes to reducing one's risk of pancreatic and colon cancers. However, realistically, many individuals will continue to incorporate these foods into their daily meals, which is why it is important to educate yourself on the potential risks of the foods in your diet, which may cause cancers.